pulling from the ground, low back injury, low back pain. So here's a little coaching segment on it. Dang was pulling, practicing. Traditionally, people would be like, oh, my back is injured. I'm not going to train for a couple weeks or a month until it heals. So we go against that. Why? Because we focus on mechanics, and when you figure out the root cause of the problem, you do not have to take days off of training because you know where the problem is. And the proof is, if you fire the right muscles, then there should be no pain. So if you look at this one, this is Dang's normal setup, and she was going way light. This is only 55 pounds to test out to see how her lower back is feeling from her injury. So every time she set up and pulled, she had back pain, right? There's a bouncing ball for my son. On this side, I had her set up a different way, where she's loading and getting into position without losing the tension in the right muscles, so she doesn't have to re-engage, try to re-engage and overextend in the lower back. So the biggest visual here is what most Olympic lifters do, and powerlifters as well, is when they get to here, they get to their setup, and then we are always told to tighten up our back, chest up, use more lats, all that fun stuff. You can see when you set up this way, your lower back or your rectors can only take so much of this loading until one day it injures, and that's what happens. So if you look at that right there, you could see where all that bending and loading is happening, right at the spine. Yeah, you could keep your lats on and core on to reinforce that position, but is there a better way to take it out of the lower back as the start or the driver of this setup? So instead of loading like that, what I had Dang do, because the idea is, again, how do we continue to train? How do we fix ourselves? So once Dang was able to get into more of this type of setup where she's already loading the hamstring, glutes, lats, core, all the important muscles, the VMO, that when she started to pull off the ground, there wasn't a huge emphasis on loading that area of the low back. You guys see the difference? She still had the habit, because this is like real-time coaching. If you look, she started and she still had a little bit of that habit. She had to arch right there. So the pain was better. Fix that again. The pain was better, but is still slightly there. So we're making progress. So when you make changes, add the mechanical adjustments, you should feel less pain, and our end goal is to feel no pain. So that definitely looks better than this. You can see there's so much tension right here in the lower back. Alright, so the next video is just live coaching of me walking Dang through this, and by the end of that quick little adjustment, the athlete now feels no pain at all. So we figured out the root cause because there's no pain. She's able to continue to keep training. She's able to continue to build and fix her mechanics while training, so she doesn't have to miss a day. And now she knows how to govern herself when going up and down in weight, or taking it easier on the workouts or the load, because she can feel the difference. She now knows that every time she pulls like this, that she feels tension right through here, or the low back kind of flares up or tightens up. That's not good. But now she's able to work at a certain weight range where this is okay, and she has to slowly build back up. Now, does she have to always stay like this type of rigid setup? No, but again, the goal is, how do you fix yourself? How do you keep training through injury? Well, this is how you do it. You have to start over, rebuild the mechanics, and once you rebuild it and the main muscles are leading versus the lower back, then you could go back to more of this traditional setup, because all the other muscles are stronger now. So that's our protocol. Don't miss a day. Don't take time off, because it doesn't fix the problem. If Dang just rested a month and never pulled from the ground, yeah, the pain might subside, but when she goes back to lifting again, this issue is still going to be there. So we attack the injury, we figure out where it's coming from, and we fix it right away. So check out the live coaching, and then hopefully it'll make more sense. So check it out. So pick it up first, right? So if you were to do a tap and go, right? You're just working on the negative because you're staying in full tension and full posture. Like if you're doing the second rep, right when the bumpers touch, you should be ready to, you're staying active. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How did that feel?
I feel a lot better.
So that's the key, is that you're now stand all the way up. Now imagine you're doing the same exact thing, right? You're just reloading a second rep,
Yeah.
but you have to be able to control that body because without the weight in your hand. So you feel like you're already in the lats, pulling yourself down, keeping that position. And then by the time you grab onto it, you don't need to change any part of the body.
That feels so much better.
So much better. You're good. Yep, there's no readjustment.
So
Good?
I guess it's because I was
Engaging.
Actually, I think it's because I'm trying to
Like, yep,
right now I clean, like if I were to do that, I clean from here, right? And I'm trying to.
your back's already rounded, and then you have to re-engage. Like,
that position.
exactly. And you can only take so much shearing, so
Okay.
the sequencing's wrong. So if you did that again, right, you could get down there like the shitty way. So you grab onto it. Yeah, you could tighten up your core, your glutes, but your erectors, your lower back's already loaded, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like here.
Exactly. So even if you go from top down like you did, so do a better one, like you're doing, like lowering, like we used to, pushing through the lats and all that, right? So come on down. You can't reload again, like your habit. Like tighten up.
Like that?
Yeah.
You mean like, oh, so like I can't.
Well, when you get there, you're fine, but then yeah, you're still
little
pulling.
thing?
Exactly.
Got it.
So the issue is that you want to develop that body control where it's like, again, the second rep, the tap and go. If you're doing triples, doubles, by the time you get down there, your glutes, you should feel everything on already. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're fully loaded so that you could go right up.